Hope everybody's having a great Saturday so far. I apologize, y'all. I'm running a little behind. I had a garage sale this morning, selling out a lot of stuff in our barn. My grandmother's had a lot of it for years to sell at the flea markets. As y'all know, she's kind of in bad health right now, so we had a big sale today, big sale last Saturday. And yeah, it's just been dealing with a lot. And somebody showed up late, y'all, so that's why I'm late. So wanted to just let y'all know I appreciate y'all's patience. Appreciate y'all bearing with me on that. I got here as quick as I could, got going as quick as I could this morning. So without further ado, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and welcome y'all to the Daily Reader podcast on the Tony's Journey YouTube channel, where we read from a daily reader or a devotional, and we learn tools and principles, including but not limited to prayer, meditation, and breath work that help us to stay more present and to live better lives. That's what it's all about, y'all. We meet on here daily at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Unless otherwise noted, like today, I was running behind. Do my best to let y'all know if I'm going to be late or I'm going to miss or something happens, I get sick and end up missing completely. So if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to this channel for content and podcast episodes. Let's go ahead and get started, y'all. I got a real busy day. Be working over at the Clemson football game, doing Uber rides and such over there. So as soon as I finish, y'all, literally this morning, as soon as we finish, I'm heading out. Going to work, going to make some money. Make some football game money here. It's going to be a good day, I think. Smaller game than usual, but still going to be a good day. All right, so go ahead and come to a stopping point if you're doing anything right now, and find somewhere safe where you can be comfortable for the next 5 or 10 minutes so we can do our relaxation portion of the podcast this morning. Give you about another 30 seconds before we get started. All right. So if it's comfortable for you doing so, you can go ahead and close your eyes. Just take some slow, deep breaths, breathing in your nose and out your mouth. It's time to get present, time to get back in the body. Sometimes we disassociate, leave the body, we go into other things in the world and we distract ourselves. Just to get away from ourselves sometimes, get away from our feelings, get away from our thoughts. But now is the time that we're going to get present and just be with ourselves this morning. It's a time to honor ourselves, a time to be grateful to be alive. We're grateful for another day, just to be above ground. As you're breathing, just focus on your breath, how it feels, what it sounds like. how it makes you feel when you breathe in, deep in your nose, out your mouth. Also what it does for you. You notice that it'll start relaxing you. Start just kind of calming down. If you were activated this morning, I was activated because I was out selling a bunch of stuff, negotiating with buyers and potential buyers, and out at the barnyard here. Not a stressful morning, but a busy morning. My nervous system probably, I think had a little anxiety in there a little bit this morning. So time to calm down from that and just relax here. Save my energy for the day. Gonna be a long day. Going to a comedy show tonight here in Anderson. If any of y'all are interested in going to a really good comedy show, y'all let me know. Get you the details on that tonight from 8 to 10 p.m. Relax your jaw, relax your mouth. Just continue focusing on the breath. Your mind begins to wander, monkey mind, just bring it back to the breath. Okay, we're getting ready to do the healer's prayer, but first, one more breath. Take it in real deep, breathing in the nose. On the exhale, let it out audibly, releasing any other tension that you might be holding on to in your body. And prayer. I am only here to be truly helpful. I am here to represent him or her who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do, because he or she who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever he or she wishes, knowing he or she goes there with me. I will be healed as I let him or her teach me to heal. That's from a book, A Course in Miracles, chapter number 2. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to get some light going here before we get going with our reading today. Brighten things up a little bit here. Okay. September the 6th. See what kind of goodness we're going to get into today, though, y'all. Gotta be careful what I ask for, because a lot of times it's challenging. These readings are very challenging. So, challenging but good, right? We're not challenged, how are we going to grow? Nearly 2 years ago, I tried my first Al-Anon meeting. I realized that I truly belonged there and decided to attend a minimum of 3 meetings each week. However, life had other plans for me. Within days, my life dramatically changed. Attending meetings under my new circumstances would be nearly impossible. Fortunately, I had accumulated an assortment of Al-Anon conference-approved literature, some of which I read daily. It was in conference-approved literature that I learned of the lone member service. Through this service, people who can't attend meetings for geographical or physical reasons, etc., are put in touch with Al-Anon members for correspondence. Soon I was exchanging letters with members all over the United States. About 1 year after I first reached out to Al-Anon, I realized that the written word in the form of CAL, conference-approved literature, and writing to lone members were not just my primary tool for learning and living my program. It had become kind of a power greater than myself, a guide and a good, reliable friend. It helps me even when I don't fully comprehend the weight or wisdom of what I read or write. When I keep coming back to CAL, conference-approved literature, it helps me ensure the serenity I've worked so hard for in Al-Anon. I still hope someday that I'll be able to attend meetings and give back in service the magnificent gifts I have received from conference-approved literature. Till then, I rely on conference-approved literature and the lone member service to carry me through. Thought for the day: if I can't get to a meeting and a crisis strikes, sanity and serenity may be only a page away. Between meetings and when other people are not available, Al-Anon literature can offer us the comfort of knowing that our problems are not unique and we are not alone. And that's from the book How Al-Anon Works for Family and Friends of Alcoholics, page number 40. Interesting reading, y'all. I'm a disaster worker, so I travel a lot. So how I can relate to this is sometimes I can't go to in-person meetings, y'all. But I make sure I do at least one meeting a week. Oh, excuse me, y'all. I didn't sleep all that well last night. Worked late, and it's going to be a long day today, so just doing the best I can. It was by choice, though, right? By choice, so I chose to only get 6 hours of sleep last night. So yeah, it's important to connect with other people in the 12 steps. But you don't have to go to in-person meetings. If you don't want to do that, you can go. There's tons of phone meetings. There's tons of Zoom meetings out there. So I just find that sometimes I do those too, right? There's not enough meetings in my city to go to, like, if I wanted to go to a meeting a day, there's not really enough meetings in my city to do that. So, but I usually commit to one a week, at least one meeting a week, which is a group, men's group, or a meeting a week. And I do that in person. So I think it's important for me to have in person as much as possible. It's not always possible to do in person all the time, but I just do the best I can. Do the best I can with that, right? Wonder what I'm drinking. Got some good organic coconut water, y'all. Stuff's delicious, real hydrating. Got real hot this morning out at the barn, got overheated a little bit, so a little sick in my stomach, so I had to cool off, and now I'm getting rehydrated. Another thing that stood out to me, y'all, from the reading today, it spoke to me anyway, is our problems are not unique and we are not alone. That's really important to me, y'all. I used to think that I was one of the only people that dealt with growing up in the home I was with my alcoholic stepdad. But then I realized I wasn't the only person. And there's other things too in my childhood, right? Mom and dad, other issues. But that I've dealt with and I had to deal with and do the best that I can to heal over the years, right? That's something I don't talk about on here. Something I do specifically at my meetings. Obviously, this is a public avenue. It is Al-Anon, but it is an anonymous kind of thing. But I'm not anonymous. Obviously, y'all know who I am. People know who I am. So a lot of my healing work, y'all, I keep privately with myself. not all of it, but some of it. I'd say some of it I keep privately between myself or between my sponsor and the meetings I go to, actually in the rooms, instead of bringing it on here on public forum, like YouTube, right? So, but most of my issues that I have, I will say, did come from my alcoholic stepdad, and dealing with all that, right? So, which I'm not really in communication with anymore, so to me it's not really as big of a deal to come out publicly on the forum and talk about that as much. Because I realize my behavior, my words can and do affect those around me, right? So, I'm careful about that. Especially with mom and dad. I know y'all are probably watching this. I love y'all. And nobody's perfect. I haven't been perfect. Y'all weren't perfect. Y'all did the best you could, right? So I honor y'all for that. But yeah, there's issues and issues that I'm having to heal. I'm having to work on, right? So, but anyway, y'all, hey, that pretty much wraps us up for today. As always, leave any comments, questions, suggestions you have below. What stood out to you in the reading too? If you have something you'd like to share about, I'm sure other people on the channel in the comments could benefit from. Definitely feel free to share it. Don't hold back. Put yourself out there a little bit. Sometimes we got to do that to be able to grow, get out of our comfort zone a little bit. And I always find that I usually benefit almost every time, not every time, but almost every time I'm willing to step outside my comfort zone and sometimes go against the norm, right? Go against the norm, kind of rock the boat a little bit, so to speak. So, but love y'all. Once again, really appreciate y'all for coming to these, watching these. Sometimes y'all can't be here live. I understand that. You watch it later, so I want to honor you for that as well, because this podcast and YouTube channel is yours as much as it is mine. So, go ahead and finish up. Y'all always finish up by blowing out a candle. And as always, y'all, look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Peace and love. Bye for now.